There's been a number of people who have been unhappy in the ongoing fight against AI. Xbox has decided that they're going to team up with AI and do God knows what. There it is. Utter shock, absolutely. And so we're seeing Microsoft is betting everything on AI. And now we know those bets include gaming. On November 6th, the company announced a new business deal to bring AI-generated non-player characters in PCs and more to the platform. The tools will be optional to developers. I'm sure this will all go perfectly. Remember Microsoft Bing showing Kirby doing 9/11? Really? Let me see it. So what? Like, I know he didn't do it. Like, everybody knows this is fake. Like, what are we doing here? What's wrong with people, bro? Like, why is this? Why are things the way they are, man? What the fuck is this, man? Like, I don't understand this. Like, how does a person like this exist? How does a person start talking and thinking like this? People are so fucking dumb. Like, what do you think? How is this a problem? Because an AI machine drew a picture of Kirby flying into the two towers? Like, what is this gonna do? Is it gonna blow up another building? Who gives a shit? You don't like it, don't look at it. It's like, oh, well, it's like Beetlejuice, guys. If we have the AI create 3 of these pictures, a building's gonna blow up in real life. The fuck is wrong with people? It's crazy. It's disrespectful. Who gives a fuck? Just don't look at it. It's a pretty stupid take. No, it's not. It's not a stupid take. Like, see, here's the thing. I am tired of having moral arbiters tell me what I can and I can't look at. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. It's exhausting, man. It's exhausting. I'm so tired of these losers, these fucking freaks on Twitter. These are people you wouldn't even want to be alone with your kids for 10 minutes. And they're trying to tell you what is and isn't okay for society. What the fuck are we doing? We're gonna listen to this freak? We're gonna worry about this? There's people starving and somebody's worried about an AI picture of Kirby flying an airplane. Holy shit! What the hell is wrong with people, man? Problem with this is it'll replace writers. Why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? It'll replace writers. Now think it out. Shit, writers replaced. Nah, it's just it is if you're a writer. You could say that for anything. Should we not have automated fast food places because it replaces fast food workers? Ain't nobody talking about that. Nah, man. This is the future. This is reality. Quit trying to hold everybody back in the Stone Age just because you're afraid. It's just the truth. You can't hide from this. It's gonna happen no matter what. What are you doing? You're trying to live in a fantasy world. It's not 1995 anymore. You wake the fuck up. Automated fast food isn't as fast. It will be faster. Literally an assembly line argument. People are so dumb. They sure are, man. They sure are. It's people that are making arguments that are morally based in their own best interest. These are not principled arguments. This is not a principled argument. This, like, if you apply this argumentation to another type of thinking, it would immediately fall apart. And I think that this is the problem that a lot of people have with this, is that I have no problem with a person, like, for example, you have somebody and the Unabomber. He didn't like the Industrial Revolution as a whole. He didn't like any of that. And he said, hold up, I'm not going to be a part of this at all. And it was not just him. Other people said this shit too. He was not the only person who thought this. So, at least people that have a consistent ideology, I can understand that they are thinking from a position that is not... What's the word for it? It's not informed by their own best interest. That's all it is. Fuck fast food workers, but protect my job writing product descriptions for shaving cream on Amazon. Yes. It's self-serving. No one said shit when email was created and thousands of postmen lost their job or no more positions were added. Well, that's because these people, here's the thing, and there's a soft bigotry to this too, and I'm going to go ahead and explain what it is because we all know what it is, but nobody says it. It's these people think that jobs like being a postman, being a mailman, or being a fast food worker, these are low-rent jobs, and they're bad jobs that nobody wants to have. And so they think that they're doing these people a favor by removing these jobs from the economy because these people don't want to have these jobs. Now, for the most part, maybe this is true. Maybe for fast food it is true. For being a mailman, I can't say if it's true. But there is a sense of bigotry to it. Because they're saying, we know what's best for you. You don't like your job, so let us solve this for you. But don't ever try to use this on my job because I like it. So we have to protect it. So we have to... for the sole interest of giving me more money for the rest of my life. It's insane. Postal workers do not get paid well. I mean, a lot of people don't get paid well. There it is. Some writers don't get paid well. Microsoft announced a partnership with startup InWorld AI over its website, stating that the deal would help build tools for AI-generated dialogue and narrative at scale. One of these tools is AI Design Copilot that will let developers type in prompts and have these creative ideas turned into detailed scripts, dialogue trees, and more. The second tool is an AI character runtime engine that is integrated directly into the game client to generate stories, quests, and dialogue completely on the fly. So this is what's happening, and we have another person, and this is narrative design. Obviously, let me go back and see if I can find this. There's a bunch of other political shit. Jesus, this girl's on Twitter a lot. Holy fuck. I'm not going to scroll that far down. Yeah, anyway, love to have an AI co-pilot who steals my work and devalues my labor so all corporate can make more money and keep me precarious. The reality is that these things exist for the best interest of the customer. And if the customer sees a value in having things that are AI generated because of the frequency in which they can be created being much higher, then the age-old saying is correct. The customer is always right. And the companies that do it will succeed, and the companies that don't will fail. And that's just how it goes. Now, I have to say, I find it to be a little bit poetic that a lot of people like this and other writers on these different websites for these different things were patronizingly saying a couple of years ago, learn the code. Well, maybe nowadays they should follow their own advice. That's the way it goes. But how did AI get those Kirby pictures though, and the deep state hit them well? Yeah, they sure did. AI will be better coders. They just have to learn how to mine coal. Well, I mean, at least they're going to do something, right? Rather than complaining on Twitter, retweeting 50 fucking things an hour. It's not helping anybody. Who cares? Let's see this. People working on these AIs also just do their job. Why should they get slowed and put down because someone else doesn't like? They can create something that does better themselves. Yeah, exactly. Does the WoW token exist to serve the customer? Yeah, it does. If customers... People love the WoW token. If they didn't, they wouldn't buy it. The people that don't like it are just a small minority. The average player loves the WoW token. So, current obsession with ChatGPT and other related large language model tools, boost proprietary character engine that will bring games to life with believable NPCs that respond organically to players' actions. I think we're a bit farther away from that than I would imagine. Maybe, like, probably people say we're here now. You know, I saw that Skyrim video, etc. I think it's going to take a bit of time until, you know, this kind of stuff is down. Right? But in 5 years, I think this is just going to be a reality. Seamlessly integrated into real-time applications for optimization for scale and performance built in. Let me tell you guys something. A lot of developers already are utilizing AI with their games. They're already doing it. They're already planning it. It's already going to happen. Like, these are for games that are going to come out in years. Despite no major games shipping yet with the tools, the backers are already valuing the startup at $700 million. Wow. Players experimenting in the tools in Stardew Valley and Skyrim. Grand Theft Auto 5 mod was mysteriously nuked from the internet earlier by publisher, seemingly for its inclusion of NPCs using in-world's AI tech. Microsoft seems less worried about potential creative and legal minefield for companies shipping entire games using the tools. Well, the thing is that if Microsoft cares about it, that's very cute and nice, but I'm sure there's a bunch of Chinese companies that don't give a shit about it. And the truth is that customers want to play better video games. They don't really care about what goes into the video game. They don't care about, like, what the, oh, well, they're using AI and it's unethically using a person's art to learn how to write other art. You think anybody gives a fuck about this? No, nobody cares about this. This is a problem that people on the internet have. It's not real to anybody else except for them. AI art is stolen? Think people give a fuck about that? It's so... You really think people give a fuck about that? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. What are you talking about? Literally don't care. Yeah, I'm sure artists care about it, but nobody else does. There's already a massive lawsuit? Well, there's no lawsuit. There's no global law. You should be a developer. We steal code constantly. Of course you do. Everybody steals shit constantly. Absolutely. It's common sense. People still care about music, software, ad blocks, but AIs are where they cross the line. Go figure. The only reason why is because influential people on the internet see it as a risk. So they use their influence to make people think that it's bad. Let's see here. So the Game Awards, this is an announcement here, and I'm going to read some comments that people made about this, okay? When my Joker died in Arkham City, I cried a lot. In the moment, I lost my love and it felt real and I was emotionally struck. I think there's something to be said for humans voicing characters that bring the audience along on an emotional journey. Can't believe that I have to say that. No, that's not true. I don't believe that at all. I think that's just because she liked the voice. I think that if you replace that person with an AI and you never told her, she'd be crying anyway. That's what I think. There's actually a study. I saw this recently. Let's take a look at it. This is a study here. It was testing for human biases against AI art. And take a look at this. A study called Biases Against AI Art Can Enhance Perceptions of Human Creativity. Almost 3,000 people. I would say 3,000 is a relatively good in. What do you guys think? I would say 3,000 is a good number. Yes. This is a very good sample size. The scientists discovered that on all the dimensions, art labeled as AI scored lower to participants than art labeled as human. This was true whether or not the source was correctly labeled. This proves that humans are biased against AI. It was notable in monetary value and perceived skill. Uh-oh. Interestingly, more than 70% of participants indicated they could not differentiate between AI-made and human-made images without the labels. They also found that technically minded people were just as biased as other participants. Many other studies have taken findings and replicated them in other ways. There it is. And there's a link right here. Or not a link, but information right here about this. It just came out. And so we're seeing a lot of people get a lot better at this stuff. People are just stupid. So whenever you hear this girl talking about crying about some bullshit like this, do you think that's not replicatable? Well, I think it is. Well, I bet it definitely is. One requires passion and effort. The other one requires you to type in a prompt and press generate. Why would I care about the passion and effort that comes into something? I just care about how it makes me feel. See, you know who cares about that stuff? People that put in the passion and effort. Because it's in their best interest to do so. People care about the outcome of things. That's why they make shirts. That's why they wear shirts made by sweatshops and use phones made by slaves. It's because they don't really care about the effort or anything that goes into that. And here, let me use a little bit of logic here. Synthetic diamonds. Becoming quite popular. A lot of people use synthetic diamonds, and they're becoming a lot better. It's another example. It's something that's as simple as that, and diamonds are supposed to mean a lot, right? For like getting married, etc. People still use it. They're lab created. Rare Asmongold, sorry, bro. You are not disagreeing with me. You are disagreeing with observable reality in every single manifestation possible. So I want you to understand that. This is not my opinion. This is just the truth. I'm sorry, guys. That's wrong. Is she an actor? What is she doing? I don't know who this is. Who is this person? She's a voice actor. What a surprise. A person who's a voice actor is going to have an opinion that is beneficial towards voice actors. Who could have possibly guessed that? You gotta believe in human creative power. Not everything should be surrendered to AI. Has it ever occurred to you that AI is powered by human creative power? People just hold value to natural found diamonds because of cultural reasons, even though they're much worse to buy morally? Yeah, of course they are. She's primary voice for Harley Quinn, a lot of DC animated movies. People pretend every voice actor is amazing when shitting on AI voices, but most are shit. They don't see it because they only play good games. Well, I think also it's this other factor too. It's the fact that obviously, whenever you look at something in a bad light, well, people are going to say bad stuff about it, right? They're going to be negative about it. But eventually it will get better, and people will have a better opinion about it. That's what I think. Shouldn't people appreciate the artist more if there's a requirement for the AI art to be a thing? Well, I don't know. Getting AI to replace jobs in game dev is great because game devs have had it so easy this year. True. Who's this guy? Talking video games. Again, this will definitely help against layoffs for sure. Destiny 2 community manager. I love how these people think that they're entitled to a job. They think that the customer should pay more money for the product because they're entitled to a job. No, that's not how it works. It's outrageous. It's an outrageous, completely self-centered mindset. This is another Xbox W. I'll read a few comments about this. There's a lot of people that are mad. This will cut jobs. Game developers have to be concerned about this. I'm sure game developers are concerned about it. Absolutely. Of course. I'll read a few of these. They have to adapt to the world evolving. Of course. People never want the world to change whenever the world changing means they have to do something. That's it. Entitled to force shit or work on the consumer instead of stepping up and being more worthy of compensation. Well, I don't know. I think it depends on the person. When Deep Blue beat Kasparov in chess, it was a huge upset, but AI didn't limit the human passion for chess. In fact, accessibility to AI components in chess has risen its popularity to the highest point ever. Well, I think that's probably true. I mean, I think chess it's pretty popular. People care about chess. People want to create video games are going to weep because their video games they've wanted are now considerably easier to produce. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Can you explain your take on AI? Here's my take on AI. I think that AI should be used whenever people think they should use it. There are probably some moral, like ramifications, and I think that there are like edge cases that could be ethically or illegal, like that they could be bad like that. But I support using AI in, like, I would say probably 95 to 99% of things. Absolutely. And the reason why is because this is a technological innovation, and I don't think that we should hold society back from an innovation that will make life easier and better and more complete. So that's why I think AI is good. And also, if people don't like AI, that's totally fine. They can consume products that aren't made by AI. There are plenty of shirts that are made by actual, American, like labor unions. Now, they cost a lot more money, but you can buy them if you want to. An example of this is Hassan. Hassan sold t-shirts. This is about 2 years ago, and he got them sourced from America. Now, did the t-shirts cost more money? Absolutely they did. But you're paying for something because of where it comes from. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that this is impossible, and that's an example of it. AI changes the game in favor of capitalism. AI, so this is another opinion that I have, that, like, you kind of have to put two of these together. Like, I think, like, you have to have both of these. I don't think it's a company's responsibility to provide a job to people. It's not a company's responsibility to provide an income to an employee for the rest of their life. It's not a company's responsibility to take care of a citizen. That's the government's responsibility. And I think the more that we start trying to make McDonald's responsible for somebody's retirement, or somebody being able to live in an apartment, the more I think we let the government off the hook. It's the government should be responsible for this. The government are the ones that take the taxes, and the government are the ones that have the money and the infrastructure to give everybody else the fucking money. Like, whenever you get your Social Security, it's from the fucking government. You get Medicare, it's from the government. You get food stamps, it's from the fucking government. All of these entitlements are from the fucking government. So there it is. Government's AFK. Well, the government's pretending to be AFK. But the point is that I don't think that we should rely on companies to solve these problems, because they never will. Companies sometimes pretend like they'll solve the problems in order to make people not want to resort to government, because the companies don't want the government to solve the problems, because that means that they will tax the companies more money. So that companies act like, oh, we'll take care of you, everything will be fine, don't worry, you don't need to involve the government, and then they don't do that. Less government, the better, yep. Well, I agree and I disagree. I think that in general, companies can behave like governments. And this is something people don't really talk about a lot. But companies that function together, like, for example, whenever a person gets banned off of social media, like Russell Brand or Alex Jones, these companies are working together as effectively a government to execute a unilateral punishment on a person with no fair trial. At least in Russell Brand's case. Alex Jones' case, well, actually, he did get his trial later on. He lost, but they didn't know that at the time. So, companies behave like governments as well. So in a lot of cases, you're going to need the government to help you from the fake government. There's not like some sort of like utopia, anarchist society where nobody takes control of things. Remember whenever they did that thing, this was in like the year 2020, and it was called Chaz, where like they shut down an area of Portland, and they said now we're our own nation. Do you remember that? Remember Chaz, the block? Yeah. And do you remember what happened? Is it Seattle? Yeah. And so, like, what happened at Chess? They said, oh, well, we want to be free from the American, you know, like, system. And then immediately they just make their own system. Because that's what happens. Your opinion about Chaz is wrong? What about it is wrong? What about what I said is wrong? Want to know what your mindset is? You've been banned 2 times. Oh my god. 12 timeouts? Who is this kid? I don't even think he was... I think he was just memeing. Like, he's just an idiot. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, so, they say 3rd time's the chance. Yeah, he's just memeing. No, it is what it is. But all I'm saying, that's my perspective on it, right? And so, like, I'm a big advocate for AI-based stuff, and I think that people who act like there's this human element to it that they can intrinsically determine if it's real or not, I think they're completely full of shit. And they're going to be more and more wrong about that every single year. I think that they're making shit up whenever they say they can tell the difference between something that's AI made and something that's human made. I think that they can probably do that most of the time, and then in the future they'll be able to do that some of the time. And I don't think that there's any sort of like intrinsic like you know, like some sort of like soul level awareness of this. I think they're just looking for different points of like weirdness. That's all. They're delusional, yeah. They're delusional. Opinion on AI art? I think AI art is great. I'm a big fan of AI art, and I think that it's a good thing. It's possible that as time goes on, more of the time, if AI takes over, it'll be easier for you to just say, yes, AI. Yes, it will. Absolutely.